Okay, we'll call the meeting to order, the Griggs County Commission at 1:05 p.m. June 17th, 2016. Stand for pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call. John Wakefield called me this morning. He won't be here. He's cleaning up trees. Dale Peterson.
Here.
Ron Dahl.
Here.
Sean Steffen.
Here.
Troy's here. Okay, the approval of the agenda. Anything to be added to the agenda?
Not me.
I've moved to approve the agenda.
It's been moved by Sean to approve the agenda as presented. Is there a second to the motion?
Second.
Seconded by Dale. Is there any discussion? Is there any discussion? Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Take a look at the minutes from the June 3rd meeting.
Minutes on page 4, it says motion by Stefan to accept the deed of chance of connecting and believe the church. That should probably say issue.
Or approved.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I'd move to approve the June 3rd minutes as presented, dispense with the reading.
It's been moved by Sean to approve the minutes from the June 3rd meeting as amended and dispense with the reading. Is there a second to that motion?
Second.
Seconded by Dale. Is there any discussion? Is there any discussion? Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Okay, next on the agenda is the bills. What are all those corrections, man?
That is for the workers' comp we got. That was taken all out of general because we didn't know how to separate it. We got it separated out now, so now it gets taken out of the individual budgets.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
It's the electro watchman bill.
That's for the alarm over there in the other building. I thought that was all taken care of. No? Oh, that's a monthly deal, right?
I have no idea.
Or not?
I don't know. You'd have to look at it.
I would guess that's a monthly service.
But I do have it taken out of general courthouse. I didn't know if that
Oh,
was
it's for their monitoring of the system and stuff.
I don't know.
Is that the right account that it should be taking out of his general courthouse?
I suppose after installation, it should be just a general expense.
Is that like a quarterly thing to him?
I'm not
I
sure.
don't recall seeing it recently. I don't recall seeing it in the last few months.
I haven't seen it for a while. I'm just looking for the invoice.
Yeah, maybe it's an annual thing.
No. Not sure.
Hope it's in.
Yeah. Quite a bit. Samantha, did I turn my voucher in for the post office?
Yep, I think it all just got put under one.
Okay.
Whose budget's that?
130. Road?
Oh, that was the other one I was looking at. So that one vendor says power supply or something, that's Otter Tail Power, you know? Or what?
What's Delaware know?
Oh, I thought here, when I was looking at this before the meeting.
Otter Tail Power is 1529.
No, it was like $1,100 or something.
What did the last one mean? Like for Tim Waller, I guess it was. There's $59,918 unpaid. That means it's just in the budget and he hasn't.
Well, I think it's the total of all the bills here and
Oh, yeah, that's the total of all the bills. And they're unpaid right now.
Okay, I thought it was just this one.
No, no.
Okay, all right, that makes sense.
This purchase power. And it's road miscellaneous, weed miscellaneous, and postage expense.
That must have been a mistake on that general one.
Are you looking at? Yeah, that's the one. Yeah,
Purchase power.
I don't get it.
That's our meter, or that's for our postage meter.
That's the name of the company or something? Purchase power account number. Oh, jeez. Okay. That's your meter rent.
Yep.
I see. So, no, I can't find this electro watchman bill.
That's on page 7, about 4 items down.
Oh, I like that.
One insurance reserve worker ate $100 worth of pizza.
Say that again, I'm sorry.
I say one insurance reserve worker ate $100 worth of pizza.
What does that have?
That's right.
For pizza, that was for the election workers. Yeah.
Comes out of the insurance reserve.
No, it should come out of election.
That's on page 9, about 1, 2, 3, 4 items down.
No, that's wrong account, sorry. It's supposed to come out of elections. It should come out of election miscellaneous.
Good eye, son.
Yeah, good one. Thank you.
So, I still can't find electro watchman. How's it going, Harold?
Good, about for you?
Too bad.
There it is.
I got a question on the payroll too.
Okay.
How come, Nikki Tanner's gross is so high this?
She got her vacation and sick leave paid out.
Wow.
Is that what employees normally do? They sell their vacation or?
Wasn't that done when she went over to social service?
No, she was gonna keep it because then she had applied for the state's attorney's position. So we were kind of just waiting to get that to see if then we could just not pay it out, and then we just ended up paying it out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's from years past, in other words.
Correct. And she only gets a percentage of her sick leave paid out and so many hours of vacation.
10%, isn't it?
Yes, something like that.
So this electoral watchman bill is fire alarm monitoring with annual fire inspection. And the date is from 7/1/16 to 6/30/17, so it is an annual expense. Any other questions?
With that, I'd make a motion to approve the June vouchers as presented with the amendment of one account from insurance to reserve to election miscellaneous.
Wasn't there another one too?
It should be for the Pizza Ranch,
Yeah,
the election meals.
that was the only one we amended,
Okay.
wasn't it?
Yep.
Account.
Yep.
Been moved by Sean to approve the bills as corrected. Is there a second to the motion?
Second.
Second by Dale. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? Any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. Dale?
Aye.
Ron?
Aye.
Sean? Aye. Troy votes aye. Motion carries. This was revised also.
Because it said the UCC filings. It didn't have that the last time.
Under miscellaneous
Yep.
fees. Okay.
Miscellaneous fees.
Oh,
Was it a separate line before? I forget.
It wasn't even on her last one, and she meant to have it there.
well,
With the change in,
see,
Filing.
the UCC filings used to be its own line item, but we don't do the UCC filings anymore.
that's what I meant, it was just another line down.
But the
further.
state's giving us $10 for those UCC filings, so it's kind of unearned income,
Right.
which, I mean, it's it's bogus, because now they're charging us $40 or something instead of 13 for the filings. So our customers end up paying it, and then they're giving it back to the counties. So it's just another hidden tax.
You have a category for unearned income?
Yeah, really. Gifts, contribution? Buying it off.
Under BS, maybe? So anyway, that's the corrected, she just added that finding. Because she mentioned that they were getting reimbursed from the state for not doing anything, and I asked where that showed up on that report, and she had forgotten to put it in there, so. Harold?
Okay, wrap up the audit, getting ready to write the report, so I'm being proactive. Where are we at with the building authority, in or out?
Haven't seen the mediation agreement.
No, I mean, so for report purposes now, it's still out?
I emailed Sam this morning. I don't know if she printed them all.
I didn't print it out. Do you want me to?
I can go grab copies for you guys. It's everything dismissed. I'll go
So
grab
it's
copies.
executed. Those guys signed it?
Yep.
Good.
Judgment is entered. It's all done. I emailed Tyler this
So
morning.
how do we, I think three of us were gonna get on building authority, how do we do that?
I think what's gonna have to happen, John and I talked about this last night, I think what's gonna have to happen is that they're going to have to appoint you guys and then resign, and I haven't heard back from Tyler about when and how we wanna do it.
Okay. So for all practical purposes, Harold, we're in and they're out.
Okay, so do you want to have it included in the audit report for 2015?
Yeah, I don't think it should be.
I'm asking, that's what.
Yeah, in my opinion, it's still a completely
Still a separate
separate.
entity.
It won't change the structure, I don't think, no.
Okay, the only thing is now with you guys being on the board, technically now you're kind of intertwined. That's where, just as long as you define it,
Yeah, I'm on the board at Farmers and Merchants Bank of North Dakota too, but we don't put that on the balance sheet.
There's still two
It is no
different,
different.
there's still two different legal entities.
okay, how about for the lease, do you want the lease to be approved annually yet, or no, is it not gonna be approved annually? Remember we had the point where each year you guys decided as a commission whether you're gonna make a lease payment? Does that still stand in this context, or now is it you're into the whole lease?
Well, I think right now the lease is a general obligation of the county after which time that all those charges or all the lawsuits were dropped. If we're not contesting the lease right now, then the lease payment itself is a general obligation.
Okay, so the whole term, not just next year?
Well, I would say so, yeah. I don't know, unless a judge told us otherwise and we aren't contesting it, so I guess that's the way it is.
We're obligated to pay that.
Right, fine, I'm thinking of that.
We're gonna be defaulting.
Because last year, you know, you made a point saying you as a commission would approve it every year, so we put
Yeah,
that, the
that
words
was
in.
when we were contending that the
Okay.
lease was invalid.
So now it's a capital lease obligation of the county,
I don't know if that's a capital lease, so,
or a lease of the county.
because, yeah, I don't remember my terms exactly, but
Okay. So, I mean, I just want to make sure, now technically, do you consider the building authority's building? Yeah?
Yeah, it's still building authority.
Okay, now is the EOC now part of you? Should that be recorded
EOC
officially?
was always Griggs County's.
But now technically, we looked at an issue of, since it's attached to the building, so you want to show the EOC center as a fixed asset?
I don't know how we can.
Well, I don't know.
We have taxpayer money into it, I don't know how you could not pretend that didn't happen.
And I just want to make sure.
Don't you think so, Ron?
Well, I think it's gonna have to, but I think as part of that, I think once you guys are in the building authority, we're gonna have to try to amend that lease yet because it still shows that we're paying for that as well.
Paying for what?
We're still paying for the whole building, including the EOC.
Yeah, but who cares? The number's not gonna change.
No, it's not.
Sorry, Mr. Soiree,
My what?
your soiree.
What does that mean?
Yeah, just so you know, at least in the report last year, we
Your wedding
said
party.
the county has the option to levy funds annually for the lease payment until 2033. No longer say that since.
What did it say again?
The county has the option to levy funds annually for the lease payment until 2033. We added that last year as part of that discussion.
Well, it's still correct, isn't it?
Well, the question is, would you, your term annually be taken on now since you're obligated to 2033 or not?
Well, legally, doesn't it have to be a 1 year?
Well, the implication here was each year you could stop. Now, that's the way that's written is so you can stop every year.
Well, the county still could stop it every year. If we don't want to pay it, we don't want to pay it. It's just that we'll be in default. We'll just accelerate against the county, but we don't have to pay it if we don't want to pay it.
Okay, but are you gonna vote on it every year?
Well, still on an approval basis through the bill payment.
We vote on all mill levies every year.
Okay, well, I'm just.
I mean, I don't see that's.
Okay, I just wanna make sure whether you want to in or out. That's why.
That's semantics in my.
Yeah. Okay, do you want to make any kind of reference to this settlement in this report, in the footnotes? The mediation agreement?
I don't know.
I mean, what I can do is I can kind of formalize this stuff so you guys kind of did last time with you pick A, B, C, D if you want to do that. And send like an email to you, Troy, and then you can.
Well, what did last year's audit say about?
Last year's lawsuit started after it was issued, so nothing was mentioned in the audit report. So the filing you had when you filed your suit was filed after our report was issued, so that unless you wanted the audit report reissued, that's why I say now in this, the 15 year, there was a lawsuit pending, so one way or another, there should be some kind of either if you want to put something in there in the settlement, or if it's not officially settled yet, if you don't want to say settled, but an offer or whatever.
Well, it's officially settled, but didn't settle until 2016.
Right, but I'm saying, so technically, do you need to disclose in the footnotes the settlement as a subsequent event?
We can't for 15 if it didn't.
It'll be a subsequent event from 15's audit until it's issued, so you've got, so they call it between December 31st and the date the audit report is issued is subsequent events, and that would be a subsequent event that would be considered material. So I can send you guys.
That was my, so you feel that that's a material
Well,
event?
if you're going to take on the entire obligation, that debt of the county becomes huge. Because if you say the whole lease is now an obligation of the county, not building authority, that'd be a material amount.
So the people that care if we put that in there or not are Moody's, Standard and Poor's, and the Bank of North Dakota, basically.
Yeah, that'd be those guys. Because they'd want to see if you actually have accepted. See, that's where you come back to that annually thing and all that stuff. They go, okay, does that mean you're still threatening to default each year, or does that mean did you just approve it annually, or whatever? So that's why I say when you look at that sentence, it really the same thing with this thing is, have you guys said this is now part of the deal or not? And that's again. Bunch of it is semantics, but unfortunately outside people will go, I want to see this stuff.
Well, the lease is a general obligation of the county, but the bonds are not.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And we were contesting the lease. Now we dropped the lawsuit that contested the lease. So in doing so, in my estimation, we have then accepted the fact that the county is generally obligated to make that
To the
lease.
lease payment, yeah.
Yep. So if it, to me, I could give a rip. I don't care what Moody's thinks because they don't care what I think. I spent 2 days on the phone with them over the course of the last 12 months, and they didn't move 1 inch. So, and we're not going to go borrow any money. So, you can put it in there if and then if the majority of the commissioners don't want it in there, we can always exclude it later.
Yeah, I kind of think it is a material fact, so if you put it in as a footnote, it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
The taxpayers can see, get more information on just what happened.
Right, and this is more of the people that are holding the debt.
Yeah.
But,
You know.
yeah.
It's the only long-term debt the county has, so, or only long-term obligation. It's not really county's debt.
Yeah. The semantics of, like I said, we don't know bonds, we know you don't, you have a lease. And then they say potato, and that's where technically, if it's a lease agreement, and again, that's where, again, if this building is part of you or not, and I mean, like, for purposes of title, is the building like 2 titles, for lack of a better term? One part of the building has a title of building authority, and one BOC has a title under Griggs County?
I don't think so. There's just a ground lease for that portion of it.
No, but I'm saying, but like say, as far as like, if you look at the legal description, is that building like 1 building, or is it 2 buildings, for lack of a better term?
There's no mortgage.
No, but I'm saying, but is it like, I don't know.
I don't think
Is there any way they've actually identified it
Harold,
separately or not?
Harold, when they filed the UCC,
Yeah, that's what.
It's the whole.
they filed it on the whole block, including this building.
Okay.
This building was put up for collateral, the EOC was put up for collateral, and
But we're gonna put
that little
the,
log cabin over here too.
but you said EOC, but the EOC building, you want, EOC portion of the building, you want as a.
I think that should be separated out on our balance sheet because
Okay, that's what I said.
it was a county slash Homeland Security that put the money in there, not
Right, yep.
the
Okay.
building authority.
And I remember last time we had the discussion none of it was technically parked because it was all off book or whatever, so. Okay. No, I just thought I'd say it. So what we will have is we will show a fixed asset for the EOC Center. We will show a footnote on the lease, not the debt. And building authority will not be included in the report. Right? Okay. And then maybe, Jamie, if you could somehow, maybe they give it to Sam, or so I could look at the settlement to see for the footnote disclosure, and if you want to say what you want to say, so like if you want to get together with the commission and say, here's what happened here, that'd be nice. The county and the building authority did this is the result, now this is the facts.
Well, I think we can just give you the stipulation and you can copy from there.
Okay, that's fine. That's what I need, so. Excellent.
How many counties do you audit, Harold?
4.
Okay, and I asked Sam a question a while ago, and I don't know if she's gotten any answers from her fellow auditors or not. But it seemed like a bunch of the general and administrative expenses for some of the departments, namely the road department in our case, being taken out of the general instead of out of the road. And,
Okay.
and we, the rest of the commissioners didn't feel that was correct. So we've changed that and we're taking it out of the road budget. I was just wondering what other counties do and why and what's legal and what's correct and all that stuff.
Anytime you talk about allocation of costs,
Yep.
there is room for interpretation. And part of the things come down to...
So you do whatever you want until somebody
Well-
wants and you gotta prove it.
Right. And our reality is, basically, funds are set up based on restricted revenues. And so the restriction of that revenue has to be met for that expense to show up there. So it would be only if somebody would say, you cannot charge this expense legally to this fund. And I've never seen that, but what people do is they'll say is, we're not, either starts over the fund doesn't have the money, so it's like, well, we could charge it and kind of transfer in, you go, well, that's just a stupid thing. Or if you're going to fund that and say, okay, if we're going to levy for that, then we should charge it. And that's the parts where every time you look at those things, think about regional correction. If you remember that, in the past, part of the salaries of the sheriffs came out. But, so now they did that because there wasn't no money in the general fund, and they said, now the question is, if somebody would say, is that illegal? Can that levy be used for salaries, or does it have to be strictly related?
There's legal and then there's ethical.
That's right. And that's exactly, the team I always talk about, I always talk moral legal. As, do you do the right thing? And, the fact of the matter is, when you look at it, because now I notice that you put a big levy on farm to market this year.
Increased it by 5 mils.
Yeah, so by rights you're going, why are we doing that? Part of it is if you're saying, because these expenses are part of farm to market and you funded it, those two things go hand in hand.
We're combining the 3 road funds
Right.
and levy 25 against for
Right.
all of the
Yeah.
roads.
And see, that's where, if you said, the general fund can afford all these administrative costs, therefore we're going to charge it, or this is the fund's expense, it should find a way to pay for it.
But it doesn't give the taxpayers a true picture of where the money's going.
Well, that's just it, and that's the part where they go, how come the general fund is so greedy? You go, well, because it's picking up all the slack for all you guys. Well, quit picking up the slack.
Right.
And that's the part I think when watching the whole budget process, when you guys have talked about it, is you match up both things. I'm going to have the general fund pay for these things, and I'm going to fund it that way. And if the general fund can't pay for that, all those things, we're going to cut stuff. I mean, your approach to how you budget is very unique, because most of them just go, oh, what the heck, we're just going to levy each of these levies and not talk about it. But you try to say, I want to know what it costs. And that's great. It's hard to go, you want to be informed and make really honest decisions? Crazy? Bury stuff. And that's where most places are coming, they're going, we don't want to have to be that transparent. Because if we explain to you all we're spending, you're going, well, no wonder my taxes are so high, because you guys keep, kind of putting these expenses in, you don't tell them about it. And that's, as you look at things, you go, well, then, if you're gonna cut the general fund levy, then you say that's because part of the reason is, because these expenses aren't general fund, and they should never be in the general fund. No, we're gonna put them over here, so therefore, this is gonna have a levy. But that doesn't mean we keep the same levy in the general fund. And as you approach it, and that's the things where, the other thing that's nice about you guys as a commission is you guys all have the same focus. If you had different things going, I'm gonna put this revenue here and this expense here, no, I'm gonna do this different. Then when you do budget time, then all of a sudden you go, how come my budget didn't work out the way yours did? Because you're doing it wrong. And that's always the one thing where ultimately the decision comes, is as long as everybody agrees and keep moving in that direction, and it's morally right, ethically right, then you go, that's right. And I think you're fine. But if you said, when I come to a gap, how am I gonna address that gap?
Well, that's what's gonna happen. Because even with the 5 mils, we're not gonna be able to fund the road department at the level of spending that they're at today. So then, what are we gonna do?
Yep, that's
Then
right.
are we gonna cut the road department, or are we gonna, I mean, and these are decisions.
That's right, but that's,
We'll have to make. But
yeah, no, but you're right, but it's actually, instead of saying, are we gonna cut the general fund, you go, no, actually, what we need to do is address the road department. So that's what the costs are. Yeah, because if all of a sudden Wayne goes, well, it's not my problem, you go, well, technically, Wayne, it is your problem, because the cost of running your road department really should be your issue. And I haven't seen a county do that, where they say, we don't talk about it, because they go either, we come make the same decision where you look at it, you're going, we already know where we'll end up at. If we do this, that fund's gonna be in the hole. So, instead of putting the fund in the hole, we just won't talk about it. And you go, okay, well, but when people say, how come the general fund levy so high?
But then to me, if there's a maximum levy for the road department, and instead of making the changes you need to make in the road department to live within that maximum,
No.
you just take expenses out of there and fund it in general fund, you're shitting yourself and the rest of the world all at the same time.
That's exactly right. No, but most people don't take that path of like, well, it makes tough decisions. You go, yeah, it does.
Okay.
Let's avoid those tough decisions. And that's what so from the fact of the matter is, the way you've approached, and, because ultimately, every time we talk about the budget process, it will eventually be blown up. I mean, you can sit there and try to patch and try to do all the things, but you guys, when you first came on, you blew it up. And you just said, we're going to take an honest look at everything. And not just go, okay, let's make this quick adjustment, and we'll get by.
If we wouldn't have done that, it would have been hard for us to get our arms around it. It was hard
No,
enough when it
absolutely.
was because we were all so fresh.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
no,
I mean, you got all these little, I don't know what you want to call them, little side deals going. We're going to do this except when we want to do this and that and the other thing. You can't get your head around it.
No, you can't.
And how would our poor new auditor have got her head around it if we were still trying to play that game?
Yeah, no, you're right. And it's interesting, I just had a meeting with the city, and we were talking about budgeting, and I said, unfortunately, the first question I have to ask, and I'm trying to be politically correct, is, are you serious? Because if all you're doing is addressing a tax levy, and that's all, if your whole budget is setting the mills, then you're not budgeting. And the bulk of the people still do it. And that's all they worry about. They say, make this stuff work. Now, I said, if you're serious about it, then you're back what you're talking about. You're going multiple meetings, digging in the weeds, splitting the stuff up and saying, we are going to call a spade, not a diamond. And all those things you guys did set it up so you can say, you know what, we're making honest choices. And you can say, how about you? The county actually no. That sounds like a lot of work and some tough choices. We're going to go the old-fashioned way, and we'll just see if we can just keep
Right
everybody
there under the rug.
That's right. So, okay,
Okay.
excellent. Thank you.
When do you think you'll have the audit?
I'm gonna start putting the audit together now for that. So hopefully at your next meeting, I'll have a draft for you to look at.
Oh, great. And will you email it to Samantha in advance so that we can look at it?
That's it. The thing I want to do is, especially I got a footnote, so I want to make sure you guys look at that.
Okay.
If you have anything.
Sounds good.
Perfect.
Thank you, Harold.
Thanks, Harold. I didn't know accounting was like being a weatherman.
I
Just make it up as you
I thought
go.
it was pretty much black and white, but
I never looked at it quite that way, but it was fun.
Holy cow.
it falls under
Banks and
creative,
all that sort of.
creative finance.
Samantha's just listening politely, she wants to criticize.
No, they don't. And if you mess up your call report and you've been messing it up for 2 years, they make you go back and amend 8 of them. Because there's one every quarter, and you fix it because you're wrong, and we don't like it. Okay, you gonna give us a little election recap?
I did my first election.
All right.
How did it go?
It went fine. It went very well. We were here till 1 o'clock, so probably can clean up a little bit of something there that we can make it go a little faster. But Sean and Troy are the only ones that got on the ballot, so that is fantastic. We do have a automatic recount as of right now for Hannaford. Both of the candidates got the same amount of votes, so hopefully, for mayor. But we do have,
1-1 or?
it's 28 to 28.
All
I
right,
want to do it for 6 months, now I do it for 6 months.
Well, we do have, for canvassing, we do have the other absentee ballots that came in that were postmarked on or before the June 14th that we can still count, and we do have 2 of them for that precinct. Hopefully both of them are for the one person, but
you haven't opened those yet?
nope, and I can't till Monday.
Okay.
So that's canvassing board, and then we'll decide then. Otherwise, there'll be a recount. If it's still a tie, I heard you flip a coin.
Well, I don't think, that's not in the century code. Flip a coin?
I think it is.
Is it really? I've never ran across it.
Do the 2 candidates agree to that?
I have no
It
idea.
has to be an Indian.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
Either that or duel.
I really do think it's the case after research, but I think it is.
It's a drinking contest at Cheeks.
I didn't know that.
What time is canvassing board?
Canvassing is at 10 o'clock.
What day is that, Monday?
Yep.
You want me there?
Yes, please.
Do you know how long the event takes?
I don't think it'll take very
1,
long.
2, as fast as you can go to 28.
I don't think it'll take very long, but we could do rock, paper, scissors.
The road levy passed, I see.
Yep. That did.
58%, 42 or something like that.
Yep.
For another 5 mils. So we're up to 30 mils on that one. All right.
Yep. But that's what I have for you.
Okay. Tax director, do we have any business today?
Not that I know of.
No.
Okay. Sutton Pub liquor license. Don't most of the liquor licenses, aren't they 1-year terms?
They can be, otherwise they can be 6 months.
Right.
And Sutton Pub has been doing 6 months because they were trying to sell
Doggy
it.
was trying to get out of there.
Right.
He
So
did
they
get
were,
out, didn't he?
Yeah, so this is a new dude.
Oh, okay.
And Jim Anderson's the one that called me today. It's kind of a messed up deal because whoever the dude is wasn't paying attention apparently.
Oh.
So he can't be here. We haven't been paid. He call you back and give you a name?
Yep, I do have it. It's,
So I told him, well, we'll talk about it at the meeting today. If we approve it, we'll just sit on the permits until he gets here and gives us some money. But like I told, Jim's on the economic development board over there. That's who owns the building, whatever it is. So. I said most of the time they're a 1-year deal, so maybe the next time his comes up, if he's still running that bar, he should probably do a 1-year term. But
I think they've done 6 months ever since I
He's been
started.
doing it for quite a while.
what's his name?
Dan Smith.
From Jamestown.
Yep.
So the request is that we issue a beer license and a liquor license to the Sutton Pub
Term of 6 months.
for 6 months for Dan Smith.
Pending the payment of,
He will be in, they said he will be in on Monday to pick it up and to pay.
Okay, pending payment of said permits.
I'll move to approve.
Then moved by Ron to approve the liquor and beer permit for the Sutton Pub. Is there a second to the motion?
Second.
Seconded by Dale. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? Any further discussion? Seeing none, proceed. Vote Dale.
Aye.
Ron. Aye. Sean.
Aye.
Troy votes aye. Motion carries. New courthouse, old courthouse.
settlement to sign, case is dismissed with prejudice. You guys want to see copies of the stuff, I emailed it to Samantha, but I can grab you guys a copy if you want to stop in my office after the meeting.
Well, the reason we need to know that is because now we can proceed.
Right.
So,
And I talked to Tyler, or I haven't talked to him, I sent him an email this morning. Haven't heard back from him. But once I do, I will inform you guys of what's gonna happen with the building authority. If they wanna know who's gonna go on the building authority, is it you and John and Dale? Is that three?
correct. Anything else? New courthouse, old courthouse? Okay. Future business? Anybody have anything we want to put on future agendas?
Yeah, I wonder if being we're halfway through the year now, if we should take a look at all the budgets.
Budget review
I think so.
for next meeting?
Or is that too close to the end of the month to get her? Are we the first or the 8th?
We're the 8th.
8th.
Yeah.
So that gives you enough time. What do you think? We should take a look at her and
Yeah, that's a good idea.
see where we're at.
So you just bring us a balance report then or something?
In case some adjusting needs to be made.
Sure. Anything else?
I suppose we should make a yes or no decision on time cards and a time clock. And if we, because it'll be for the following year, but
Right.
we should say yes or no. Either one is fine with me, but we should make a decision, I suppose.
The fair labor,
Yeah, well, just
whatever it is that.
if we're gonna go that way, you'd have to order time clocks and, quite a few things, so there's a bit of work to be done, if we go that way, and we may, I don't know if we will or not.
Put that on the agenda.
What do you think?
It's not up to me.
You can still think. We don't have to.
We allow you. You have permission to think.
Yeah, I have no idea how any of the other commissioners feel on, that kind of mixed feelings, so I don't know. But it shouldn't just be a no.
I strongly feel that we should be paying an hourly compensation because it's law. You know, if no other reason, if for no other reason, it seems like that one would work out for us. But, you know, whether or not we need to go buy 5 time clocks, I don't know that.
Time cards probably.
Maybe.
Sure. And you just have to order time cards then, I suppose, because we don't have any, do we?
I think you can go to Sam's and do that.
Yeah, I suppose.
We do time sheets, like on a spreadsheet. of how many hours the person works in the week and what days they were gone, and we do it that way.
But did they turn in a time card to each
Yep.
employee?
Each department
And they
does.
sign it and everything?
Yep,
Oh,
the
so
department,
every person turns in a time card now?
just not the elected officials, but yep. And then the employees have to have their time sheet signed by their department head.
So you could,
They're
all you need
doing
to do is start paying by the hour instead of the salary thing. Well, that makes it easier.
Right?
Mhm.
So it's already being done.
Right. Yep.
But like, my example of the custodian again, they just put 4 hours and signed it, right? Every day.
Right.
You kind of look to see like from 8 to
Well,
12. and-
yeah, I don't know. It just, if you're only there 2 hours, you shouldn't write 4 hours. That's, I guess.
I would have to agree with that, Ron. I didn't know that was practice.
Well, I don't know I don't know if it is or not either.
Nobody's here. I mean, we just take their word for it, I guess.
Yeah, and it just, it doesn't seem like it would work out to 4 hours exactly every day. You know, it seemed like it would be 3.5 hours.
Time clocks take the guesswork out of it. You're there.
Yeah. So, I just.
And even the salaried people can punch clock.
Mhm.
I mean, I was salaried at Giant Valley Electric, and I fill out a timesheet every week, so.
Yeah,
I keep track of my time.
I fill one out every week.
You're salaried.
Yeah, I always did when I was salaried too.
Yeah.
What jobs I worked on.
Yeah, well, we should have that discussion. Anything else? Well, Samantha and I talked yesterday, I knew it was gonna be short.
I move we adjourn or?
Been moved by Sean, and we adjourn. Is there a second to the motion?
Second.
Seconded by Dale. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion sign. Motion carries, meeting adjourned at 1:50 PM on June 17th. Next meeting is gonna be on July 8th at 1 PM, and then July 22nd will be the following meeting at 1 PM.